Like I said in my main channel video, Chris is either complicit or just allowing this shit to happen. And everyone for the most part is fine with me shitting on Vince, but people don't like when I point the finger at Chris because he is the person who is irreplaceable in this Onision situation. If you bounce Vince, now you just got rid of the doofus who eats popcorn while victims are telling their stories. But if you bounce Chris, now you kind of lost all this traction. And listen, you could think what you want. I'm not just gonna blindly support the lesser of two evils. Onision is scum, but Chris Hansen has his own skeletons. Frankly, I just see a lot of red flags. I see two gentlemen who had one thing in mind, and that was not prioritizing the victims of predatory behavior. But only time will tell. It's been a shitstorm so far, so no telling what we have in store. Everybody hates Chris Hansen for taking advantage of people, making a lot of money off of it, but probably not that much, because I don't even want to give him credit like that. I know I'm not the guy to come to for the Chris Hansen news anymore, right? I used to be. And now the whole internet is, because everybody's talking about Chris Hansen now. That man is making moves, making waves, taking money, and getting the fuck out of Dodge. I hope you guys don't mind if I'm a bit of a hindsight Harry for the next 10 minutes, right? I made a lot of videos on Chris. They were never really for the money. Because one, I don't even know which one of them are monetized. And two, I just wanted to say what was on my chest. Or I wanted to expose some bullshit that was going on with the whole Chris Hansen, his little ex-donkey. I saw that one of Chris Hansen's criticisms were that people were covering Onision for money, which is funny, cause you know why? Cause that's the whole point. It's what I said. I said that's the reason why this motherfucker was covering Onision to begin with, guys. I was on the ground floor of this whole operation. I saw it all come together, and I can explain it to you very easily. Once upon a time, there was a journalist named Chris Hansen. He was on To Catch a Predator. He was the host. He was very successful, and then he went to go do other things. And then he started doing less of other things. Now here's a Chris Hansen. You got a guy. Here's a guy who doesn't know what the fuck to do. Hansen vs. Predator was a thing, and then that looked like it. That just fucking tanked. There was nothing there. There was legal trouble. So he teamed up with Vince, of all people. I forgot how he even got in contact with Chris, but Vince's idea was like, hey, we got to get you, popping on social media. You're Chris Hansen. And the funny thing was that they thought it was going to be easy because he's Chris Hansen. And the funnier thing is, it could have been so easy, but they sucked at every single part of it, especially Vince. Really bad, like horrendous. So we talked, I threw Vince ideas. I thought the ideas were fire. Chris basically could have done his own thing of Predator Chronicles, right? He could have just looked at his old footage, reacted to him. Bro, that would have been millions of views easy. His initial plan was to cater to the TCAP community, the To Catch a Predator community. So he started doing that, and he was like, hey, you fucking freakazoids. How you doing? It's Chris Hansen. I know. Don't come in your MeUndies. I just want to say, what's up? What's poppin'? I'm gonna talk to you and say things that I've already said in the episodes. When people ask me who's the weirdest guy, I tell them it's a 400 weight tie for first place. We get it. We've heard the line already, Chris. Stop being a media machine. Talk to us like people. He half-assedly tried to get involved in this To Catch a Predator community, and it blew up in his face. Shit got sour. You saw that. You were there for it. He tried to continue catering to TCAT fans, and he had some. They were there. Because it's me, your Lord and Savior, Chris Hansen. Give me money. YouTube doesn't want to monetize my channel because it's taking its sweet time. I got it. I'll just go live, bitch. Donate to me. I'll take all the donations. Thank you. So good. Around that point is when I felt bad, but I was like, hey, you dug your own grave. Have fun putting I just came to get something to eat on a shirt and selling 3 of them. Things started to change a little bit when he covered Only Use Me Blade. I remember this because I was like, oh, he's talking about not To Catch a Predator or not opioids or whatever the fuck. I think he's talking about someone here on YouTube who I used to watch a lot. I mean, I was a big fan of Only Use Me Blade. Not for like the fuck shit, because I didn't watch any of that, but I mean like when I was younger, that's you really do lose all your heroes out here. That's when people started to catch wind that Chris Hansen was on YouTube. He followed up with the story, whatever, and I think there was nothing else left to talk about, really. That's when people started to throw suggestions. They were like, hey, well, why don't you talk about this? Why don't you talk about that? And then that's when he caught hint of Onision. They got a shit ton of viewership for it. Bigger and bigger YouTubers started to talk about it. And it's just, everybody started to know that Chris Hansen had a YouTube channel. Because Onision, whatever way you cut it, is a cash cow if you want him to be that. And people started to get the sense that oh shit, Chris Hansen is gonna go after Onision because he has that power. And as Mutahar so eloquently pointed out in his video, he's done all that with a team, a competent team, believe it or not. In this situation, he didn't have a lot of help. He had Vince, who's, if anything, he's dragging you down. It's like you trying to run a lap and Vince puts cement on your shoes and also shot you in the face. Chris milks the ever-living hell out of this. Everybody falls hook, line, and sinker. Everybody's thinking that Chris got these inside guys at the FBI fucking looking into Onision. And nothing happens. And nothing happens. And nothing happens. And nothing continues to happen. And then Vince starts to cause more and more problems behind the scenes. And fucking just on the internet in general, right? Smaller channels start to cover him. I make another video on him. Not only that, this apparent FBI investigation starts to go into the shitter because news comes out. Evidence, a laptop, was never actually given to the FBI. It was just chilling in Chris or Vince's office. And it is shortly after this that Chris fires Vince. Thinking about it now, it bothers me a lot more. And I touch on this in my videos, but it's like it took all of that to get you to fire Vince. And I want to say this, right? Because in this video, I took aim at Chris, and I pretty much straight up said, I think these two fucking bozos were looking for quick bucks. They struck a cash cow, and they're fucking incompetent. And their intentions are not to protect survivors or actually bring Onision to justice. If anything, bringing Onision to justice is the cherry on top for them. It's not the actual incentive. And I mentioned in the video that people don't care when I talk about Vince, but people get a little irked when I talk about Chris. A lot of the comments defended Chris, and it's crazy I didn't think of this at the time. A lot of the comments were saying, hey dude, honestly, I don't think Chris had anything to do with all these things. I think it was all Vince. I think Chris was just being a boomer. Chris was just, he wasn't even technically complicit. He was just a bystander. He was a boomer. And my question is, then why the fuck do you want this guy on the case anyways? If he's not even capable of paying attention to what's happening in his fucking home court. I can't believe, like, I didn't even think about that when people were saying it to me. When people told me, oh, dude, he's being a boomer, dude, relax. Like, it's the most backlash I've gotten to, like, one of these videos, right? So I was actually starting to think, I was like, wait, am I going too hard? Am I being unreasonable saying these things? And I fucking wasn't. Why do you want this fucking boomer that doesn't know what the fuck is happening around him to even be involved in this? Things are going to go wrong as they have been going. Vince is a fucking turd and a half, but he can't take all the blame. He just can't. It wasn't until shit got real with the laptop and people were really like, hold the fuck on, why are we supporting this? That Chris was like, all right, now I gotta cut ties with this guy and just throw him under the bus. It was all Vince. Like, just read any of these comments. He thought Vince would help him with his tech troubles, which it did to a point, but wasn't aware of the cringe baggage he'd bring with him. Belittling what Vince did to cringe baggage, Vince was fraudulently taking down other channels. Doxing people? Being fucking dog shit at his job? It wasn't cringe baggage. He was a terrible person. And it's crazy to think that Chris just ignored that whole side of things, especially when people like me brought it to his front door. He even talked about it in the older live streams, and he stood by Vince. So it's horseshit to think that he was just a boomer and didn't understand. Even when he was talking down to us, like, listen guys, I understand fair use. I've been knowing about fair use since you were in diapers. He was talking down to us. You can't tell me this motherfucker was being a boomer. And listen, I'm not trying to help Vince out at all. Vince is horrible. I think after what we've seen happen, where Chris signed a deal, brought this case that YouTube has been working on for so long, and got paid for it, this speaks for itself. He used YouTube. He used the YouTube audience. He used everybody involved in this Onision debacle, and he ran away scot-free. He got paid when nothing has happened. He might use the excuse that, oh, I'm bringing this to the forefront. I'm bringing this to the mainstream. If you're going to sit here and tell me that investigation discovery is going to draw in more views than the countless YouTubers that have covered Onision, it's horseshit. Mutahar explained this all great in his video. I don't even want to harp too much on this part because he did a great job of explaining things, right? For me personally, It's really nice to see the community dunk on Chris just because it's like, woo, I've already retired, you know? I'm Dominique Wilkins, baby. These are all the young bloods coming in, taking shots at the guy. I didn't go watch the Onision doc. I've seen tiny clips of it, whatever can be thrown around on Twitter. I've seen countless videos of people talking about it at this point. Even though, like I said, I can be like a hindsight Harry for this video and be like, hey, kind of told you guys so, kind of warned you, kind of already had it cooking in the pot. It's like, I'm not happy about that though. It sucks that that's what he did. Chris sucks. He does. And right now I'm seeing that apparently Onision has had his channels demonetized, right? I don't think that's a win at all. I mean, I don't know. You guys tell me. Is that a win to you? I feel like he was getting money elsewhere anyways. I really doubt YouTube was his main source of income. To get demonetization out of it, out of all of it, out of everything Chris has gotten from it, out of everything he's done, that doesn't weigh out to me, my guy. I'm just saying. I recommend you go watch Some Ordinary Gamer's video on this. I'm just giving my side of it, what I've experienced. I'm very curious to see where it goes from here, because I feel like this is far from over in any kind of way. Like the video, subscribe to the second channel because there will be more content, maybe. Subscribe to Mr. GG Live because I do things that are live there. And subscribe to my main channel because some of you aren't that are subscribed to this channel, which is fucking weird. My name is Mr. GG and I am out.